the mathematics of financing a car. This part we can look at the formula involving the installment loan or the payment when you finance the car. An installment loan is a loan that you pay off with weekly or monthly payments or payments in some other time period. The fixed installment loans, such as a car loan in which you make regular monthly payments, the consumer gets to use the product immediately, but the cons, the interest can add a substantial amount to the cost of the purchase. To derive the formula, we look at the two parts. The first part is the lender part, and the second is the consumer part. The lender expects $8 at the end of 2 years. Using the compound interest formula, P is the loan and A is the amount that the lender expect to get at the end. The R is the interest rate. The consumer side saves the $8 in an annuity by paying the payment amount in dollars n times per year. PMT as a payment or the regular payment, A as an annuity at the end. That's the total loan that they have to pay to the lender. So the payment multiplied by 1 plus R over N to the power NT minus 1, all divided by R over N. So this one is the formula to find the value of the annuity or the sinking fund. So we're going to equate these two amounts as the lender expect to get, followed by is from using the compound interest formula, the P multiplied by 1 plus R over N raised to the power NT equals the A, which is from the consumer side, from the annuity or the sinking fund, the PMT or the payment or the regular payment multiplied by the quantity 1 plus R over N raised to the power NT minus 1, close the parenthesis, all divided by R over N. We are going to compute the payment. So we're going to solve for PMT. Then we're going to multiply both sides by R over N. And then divide both sides by the quantity 1 plus R over N to the power NT minus 1. To get the PMT by itself, so equals PMT. So then by rearrange the term and simplify the term, so we get PMT equals the formula as P multiplied by R over N divided by 1 minus 1 plus R over N raised to the power negative NT. From rearranging the algebraic expression on the left-hand side here during the process. So we have the formula to compute the regular payment amount or the PMT as required to repay a loan. P is the loan amount in dollars paid n times per year over 2 years at an annual rate R. The formula looks complicated, but it's all good. Oh, okay. So let's look at the example. The first one, suppose that you decide to borrow $15,000 for a new car. You can select one of the following loans, each requiring regular monthly payments. The installment loan A, 4 years as a total time for the loan at the rate 8%. So we can make a list for the first one here. The T equals 4. The R is 0.08. For the second option, Total time is 6 years, but the rate is 10% or 0.10. In part A, we're going to find the monthly payments and the total interest for loan A. Part B, we do the same for loan B. And then part C, we're going to compare the monthly payments and the total interest for the two loans. So let's bring in the formula for to compute the payment. In part A, the PMT equals P multiplied by R over N divided by the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus R over N raised to the power negative NT, close the parentheses. The amount of the loan is $15,000. So follow the notation here. Put in $15,000 multiplied by the R for the loan A is 0.08 divided by N, which is the monthly payment. So N equals 12. So 12, close the parentheses, draw the line, and then open, and 1 minus quantity, 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12, raised to the power negative. The N is 12 multiplied by the year would be 4 years. And then close the parentheses. And then the second one, the part B would be the same formula. So the PMT equals the P, the same amount of the loan, which is $15,000 multiplied by the rate is 0.10 divided by the number of the payment would be the same, like 12 times in a year, or the monthly payment divided by 1 minus the quantity 1 plus 0.10 divided by 12 raised to the power negative 12 times 4. Close it. Then we're going to enter these two expressions into the graphing calculator. So for loan A, we enter 15,000 multiplied by the quantity, the R over N, which is 0.08 divided by 12, close the parentheses, divided by, now we can enter expression for the denominator. Open parentheses, 1 minus, open another parenthesis for 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12, and then raised to the, close the parentheses, raised to the power, put the negative sign, and it's the product of the N and T. N is 12 multiplied by the total of time, which is 4 years for the loan A, and then close the parentheses. Check everything looks good, and then we're gonna hit enter to get the answer. Oops, something wrong. So I'm gonna go back here. So the negative side, I hit the wrong number. So it's supposed to be a negative button there. Okay, and then enter. Now we get 366.194. And normally for this kind of problem, we're gonna round up the number. All right, and then I'm gonna enter the second one and then bring all the value back into the main part of the working area. So the second loan, that means the second option of the loan is 15,000 and then multiply by the quantity R over N, which is 0.10 divided by 12, close it, and divided by the quantity for the denominator, which is 1 minus, open parentheses, 1 plus 0.10 divided by 12, close the parentheses, raised to the power. Make sure you hit the negative side, which is the one that next to the enter button on the bottom row. And then enter the N times T. N is 12. T, the total time for the second option, gonna be 6 years. So multiply by 6. And next, we bring the cursor down and then close the parentheses. Okay, and then hit enter. For the second option, the payment would be 277.888 something, 277.888 as a decimal form. Now I'm going to bring the numbers to the main page of the working area. For payment of the option A, we have 366.194, which is about, we round up to make a note here. We're going to round up. Is $367 per month. And then the second option, the payment would be 277.888, and then we round up to be $278 per month. But we haven't complete the whole part A and part B yet. We get the monthly payment, but next we're gonna compute the total interest for each loan. So I'm gonna add another slide to have more room to work on the problem. So from loan A, the monthly payment or the PMT equals 367. And then for the loan B, the PMT or the monthly payment is 278. To compute the total interest, we're gonna use the formula. So the total interest would be the total payment subtracted by the loan. The total payment, since you pay $367 per month, 12 months in a year, for loan A, T equals 4. That means we're going to multiply 12 by 4. And then subtracted by the amount of the loan, which is $15,000. 367 times 12 times 4. That is 17616 subtracted by 15,000. And then the total interest that you have to pay from choosing the option A or the installment loan A is 2,616. For the option B, the total interest would be computed the same way. Compute the total payments and then subtracted by the loan. Recall the loan B, the total of time is 6 years. Then with the monthly payment 278 for 12 months and overall is 6 years, subtracted by the loan, which is $15,000, the total payment comes out to be 20,016 and minus 15,000. Therefore, the total interest from choosing installment loan B will be $5,016. So we complete part A and part B. With this, we have the answer for part C. The monthly payment, if you make a table, so this is, so for part C, for the loan A and loan B, the PMT or the payment 367 for loan A, 278 for loan B. So this is per month. And then for the total interest, loan A, you pay interest 2,616. For loan B, you pay interest 5,016. That means longer period, you're gonna have to pay more interest.